Picture this. It's August 7th, 2007, under the lights at AT&T Park. The air is thick with anticipation, fans holding their breath as Barry Bonds steps to the plate against Mike Bacsik. A fastball down the pipe, and crack, the ball sails deep into right center, etching history as home run number 756, surpassing Hank Aaron. But here's the strange twist. That ball, destined for glory, was caught by a fan who later sold it with an asterisk branded on, a quiet nod to the shadows that loomed over the moment. Barry Bonds, the enigmatic icon of baseball, a 7-time MVP, and the all-time home run king. He embodied quiet confidence, an unmatched intelligence at the plate, and an air of inevitability that made every at-bat feel like destiny unfolding. His swing was poetry in motion, a blend of power and precision that left opponents reeling. The pitchers still remember his face, the one that forced them to rewrite their scripts mid-game. When pitchers talk about Barry Bonds, the respect pours out like sweat on a summer mound. They remember the fear, the frustration, the sheer awe of facing a hitter who seemed to read their minds. Pedro Martinez, the Hall of Fame dominator, once called Bonds one of the toughest hitters he ever faced, saying, "He had that eye, that discipline. You couldn't fool him." Greg Maddux, the master of control, admitted Bonds was in a league of his own. Probably a strike to the other 100 guys in the league, but not Barry. Randy Johnson, the big unit himself, confessed that Bonds was the only batter who made him rethink his entire approach, forcing him to abandon his fastball dominance because there was no safe pitch. It was Bonds' pitch recognition that haunted them, his refusal to chase anything outside the zone, his ability to adapt to sequences like a chess grandmaster. Tom Glavine echoed this, noting how Bonds' game mentality turned at-bats into mental battles. Trying to predict his swing decisions was a losing game from the start. Roger Clemens, no stranger to intensity, said Bonds forced pitchers to change plans on the fly, his plate discipline a weapon that wore them down. Even Nolan Ryan, in Reflections, marveled at how Bonds punished mistakes with inevitability, turning good pitches into souvenirs. These legends didn't just pitch to him, they survived him. Bonds never minced words about the game's evolution, his old-school ethos clashing with today's analytics-driven era. He criticized the surge in strikeouts, calling it a symptom of lost fundamentals, hitters swinging for fences without mastering contact or situational awareness. Today's hitters rely too much on launch angles and data, Bonds once said, stressing instinct over spreadsheets. He lamented the lack of discipline at the plate, where players chase glory in home runs, but ignore the art of advancing runners or battling counts. In interviews, Bonds pointed to the "girls like long hits" mentality, a jab at the obsession with power over precision, echoing his philosophy of understanding the game beyond stats. His approach was rooted in mental toughness, adapting without crutches, drawing walks when pitchers feared him, punishing pitches when they dared. If no direct critique fit, he'd describe his era's grind. No shortcuts, just raw skill honed through endless reps. A far cry from the swing-and-miss culture he saw rising. From his early days, Bonds left impressions like footprints in wet clay, quiet yet indelible. Scouts raved about his raw talent at Sarah High School, comparing him to legends like Mickey Mantle for his blend of speed and power. Teammates in Pittsburgh, like Andy Van Slyke and Bobby Bonilla, recalled his calm heartbeat under pressure, a leadership born from presence rather than pep talks. "He allowed us to mature and grow," Bonds said of manager Jim Leyland, crediting the fiery coach for letting him see the man in the mirror. In San Francisco, Willie Mays, his godfather, loomed large, offering guidance that shaped Bonds' versatility, stealing bases, patrolling left field with gold glove grace, sacrificing for the team. Coaches like Bobby Cox, from rival dugouts, admired his self-sacrifice, how he'd draw intentional walks to set up rallies. Early anecdotes painted a picture of quiet confidence. Teammates joking about his intensity, but respecting the way he'd lead by example. Comparisons to Mantle underscoring his all-around brilliance. His leadership was subtle, a steady pulse in the clubhouse, urging others to elevate without words. Barry Bonds' career was a symphony of dominance, etched in records that still stun. 7 MVP awards, the most ever, spanning 1990 to 2004, 8 Gold Gloves for his outfield wizardry, 12 Silver Sluggers honoring his bat. He shattered the single-season home run mark with 73 in 2001 and retired with 762 career homers, the all-time king. Batting titles in 2002 and 2004 at .370 and .362 respectively. 1,996 RBIs, a .298 average over 22 seasons. But numbers only hint at his uniqueness. The only player with 500 homers and 500 stolen bases, blending power with speed like no other. His defense was elite, 8 Gold Gloves, reading balls off the bat with uncanny decision-making. In playoffs, he shone, like his 2002 World Series heroics with a .471 average and 4 homers. Opponents saw the game in slow motion through his eyes, punishing mistakes with laser-like precision, reading defenses to exploit gaps. Pitchers dreaded him, walking him intentionally 688 times, more than entire teams in spans. His dominance wasn't just stats, it was the inevitability, the way he owned October moments, turning pressure into legend. Born July 24, 1964, in Riverside, California, Barry Lamar Bonds grew up in baseball's embrace. Son of outfielder Bobby Bonds, godson of Willie Mays. Drafted 6th overall by the Pirates in 1985, he debuted in 1986, overcoming early struggles to become a star. Personal life brought highs and lows. Marriages to Suzanne Branco, ending in 1994, and Liz Watson, 1998 to 2010. 3 children, Nikolai, Shakari, and Aisha. Injuries tested him, like knee surgeries in 2005, but he rebounded with resilience. Controversies shadowed his brilliance. The steroid era's central figure, linked to Balco, facing perjury charges in 2007. Convicted of obstruction in 2011, overturned on appeal in 2015, Bonds maintained he never knowingly used PEDs, though allegations tainted his outspoken nature. His leadership was guiding yet divisive. Presence in the locker room commanding respect. Loyalty to the Giants evident in his 15-year tenure, even accepting less to stay. He mentored quietly, his intensity inspiring, but his ego sometimes alienated, forging a complex icon committed to one franchise's heartbeat. Bonds' career brimmed with oddities that felt scripted by fate. Take Jeremy Gonzalez, the only pitcher to face him 6 times without allowing a base, struck out Bonds multiple times in 2001. Tragically, Gonzalez died by lightning strike in 2008, a bizarre coda. Or this, Bonds drew more intentional walks, 688, than 8 entire teams over 14 years, pitchers opting to wave the white flag. He once struck out 3 times in a game against a 20-year-old Rick Ankiel, all on swings and looks, never facing him again. Gifts from legends dotted his path. Mays, his godfather, presented an Olympic torch after Homer 660, tying them on the all-time list, a poignant handoff. Teammates ribbed his quirks, like sleeping in clubhouses during slumps or his ambidextrous batting drills for fun. A funny tale. Bonds hit 400 homers and stole 400 bases, the only people in that club, but started minors in Alaska and Hawaii, extremes mirroring his polarizing persona. These stories painted a man larger than life, where the strange amplified the sublime. Legends and coaches speak of Bonds with reverence, laced with exhaustion, calling him tough, intelligent, invincible. Darryl Strawberry hailed him as the best to ever do it, praising his otherworldly level. Willie Mays, his godfather, urged him to shatter records. You play until somebody rips that shirt off you. Rival coaches like Jim Leyland reflected on his impact. He allowed us to see the man in the mirror, crediting Bonds' intensity for elevating games. Hall of Famers like Hank Aaron acknowledged his shot built for October, mentally exhausting opponents with discipline that turned at-bats into wars. Why the challenge? Bonds was a riddle, unpredictable, forcing adaptations that drained pitchers, his intelligence a blade that cut through strategies. Coaches whispered of his invincibility, a hitter who destroyed space-time, as one scribe put it. His legacy, a force that redefined respect, leaving rivals mentally spent, forever etched as baseball's ultimate enigma. Bonds' loyalty shone brightest with the Giants, where he spent 15 seasons after 7 in Pittsburgh, turning down riches to stay home, accepting lower deals for the black and orange. Reflections came heavy. "My heart, it's broken," he said of Hall snubs, feeling like a ghost in the game's empty house. Yet he embraced peace, no longer chasing plaques, content with his imprint. In his words, "I like to be against the odds. I'm not afraid to be lonely at the top. With me, it's just the satisfaction of the game, just performance." And another, "Making the Hall of Fame, would it be something that's gratifying because of what I've sacrificed? Sure. Baseball has been a big part of our lives. We've sacrificed our bodies. It's the way we made our living." When players are asked about Barry Bonds, the story is always the same. Intelligence, consistency, moments that redefined the diamond. He didn't dominate the game. He was the superior thinker, a mind that bent baseball to his will. Like, subscribe for more untold MLB stories. What's your favorite memory of Barry Bonds? Comment below.